Hi, it's Tuesday. I'm Megan. This is the Tuesday Studio video visit. Thank you for joining me again this week. Last week we talked a little bit about meditation and painting on unusual substrates such as cardboard, found objects that you could practically paint on anything. So here we are this week in the studio, and I have to say I have not painted in a week, and I'm okay with that because the sun has been out off and on, and I just really needed a break, and I really needed the sun. So we are in the studio, and I'm closing the door so you can see the painting wall. Nothing, just an outline of where that cardboard was. The studio floor, bit of a mess left over because I'm sorting some things out. When was that? Saturday. This shelf here was found, not by me, by my husband Stuart, which was brilliant. He had been busy away all day at a market selling his art. And then he came home because he knows me pretty well. And he came home and he said, I think I've seen something that you might want. And so I went and looked at it. Sorry, if I seem distracted, it's because people are writing me as I'm trying to do this and the little notifications come up. So I'm like flicking them off, you know? So anyway, so back to this. So as you remember before, which I always liked, my studio was kind of layered in paintings. But it's not very practical, especially when I'm working large. It's not very practical to have these large paintings and canvases just kind of stacked upon each other. And the studio was starting to feel smaller and smaller. And I was using this back area to store things, and it just wasn't good. So this is really what I was looking for, something like this. Of course, perhaps ideally it'd have like, you know, little slots like in art school maybe if you were lucky enough to work in a studio that had something like this with little slots. And then my phone said low power mode, so I'm going to make this super quick, but it's pretty good for now. So this was just discarded, and so we reinforced it here. And so it had a bottom shelf, so my paintings are no longer touching the ground. And then it had the second shelf. And there was actually another part of it, like another one of these bits. So I could technically go and either make or find some other shelves and carry it on and make it larger. So I also started reorganizing my studio shelves and just other bits. I haven't finished. I was trying to get it all finished and all tidy and all nice and be like, welcome to my studio, you know, for that second that it looks like no one actually works in it, but it's all beautiful and you're like, this is the space. But I can't get it together enough to do that. So that's what it looks like. So see, I can even have that huge painting up there on the top. Of course, you know, things could be bubble wrapped and there's a couple pieces that are. Things I could put little cardboard dividers or some sort of archival divider in between the canvases. But for now, this works just great. So just, and I've got more canvas storage up here and some other smaller pieces finished up here. You know, medium-sized canvases, smaller canvases, my super wee canvases. So getting that all organized. And then also found this white chair. And I only really had one comfortable chair, so if someone came to visit me, I would either end up sitting on the floor and give them the comfortable chair, or we'd just stand and talk. So this was also found. And then just for fun, for myself, I think you might remember those paper pieces that I did. I had about 20, maybe 15 of them, I can't remember. They were all irregular edges, and so I finally got around to framing one of those. And so that's kind of where we are. So we've got some messy bits still to organize. we still have all of these wee little canvases here. So of course you can tell I'm getting ready for my open studio, or the open studio event, June the 9th. That's a Saturday from 11 to 5, so do put that in your diaries and plan to attend if you're local. We're going to have so many wonderful artists and things going on here. It's going to be a busy and great day, so do try to come if you can. So I think that's kind of where I'm at, is I need to paint the sides of some paintings that need to go to some galleries. I need to finish working on some 80 by 80 inch pieces for July show and just kind of get everything back in its place. And I'm working on an interview that I'll be sharing with you all soon. And yeah, that's my Tuesday studio video visit check-in. Got my little art space, various people's art and things over here. So I'm pleased. At first I wasn't sure, because I really liked the way my studio looked when my paintings were all around, but it's just not practical and it's not safe for the paintings. As you can see, there's a lot less paintings on my wall, so things have been all taken down so that they can be stored. That way I also don't have to worry about, like, if I get very energetic painting over here on the painting wall, I don't have to worry about painting flicking and, you know, all of that. In other news, I'm just taking off some time to enjoy the sun. Yesterday, we went for a day trip on the train, and nothing makes me happier than going on a train and just getting out of town and exploring. And I always have to know that even though it's not technically working, it is working, because everything that I see that, you know, enriches my life and inspires me, makes me feel good, makes me feel happy, then ends up translated in some way or another into my work. So that's what we've got for you this week. I'll be posting a pretty picture of the studio, I'm sure, eventually once it gets all sorted. I'm gonna do a little bit more here in the studio, and then I'm gonna go home.